Impact Wrestling. I'm sure you saw my title. I'm sure you read my title. And honestly, guys, I am so pissed off right now. Let me go through this show. Then I'll tell you why I'm pissed. Opening. PJ Black versus Black Taurus. Good match. Now, this was another X Division semi-final match. And it was good to see the match. Black Taurus is a great wrestler. So is PJ Black. He looked a bit different, having a... like this here was here. Good match. PJ Black got his ass whooped. And I gotta say this, because we already know Black Taurus won. When you look at Crazy Steve, he did the opening as the handler for Black Taurus. He's always done that. I mean, he's always been with Black Taurus. But since Decay doesn't really exist anymore, I'm kind of wondering, what are they doing? They really need to get another member of Decay. Because you got the Death Dolls and you got Decay. They're not together anymore. Now, I know you're going to say, well, they're called Decay now. Yeah, but Decay's always been more than two people. And it feels like it needs an extra person. I'm just saying. Next, a fatal four-way for basically a number one contendership shot. Even though it wasn't directly explained that this is a number one contendership shot. That's what this was. You got the Motor City Machine Guns. You got Ozzy Open. You got the wonderful Shira and Raj. And then you basically have Bullet Club. The same people. Except for one difference. That's Ozzy Open. Now, do I like Fletcher and do I like Davis? Yes, I do. I said it before when I saw them in AEW. They are both great wrestlers. And they got good personalities. I like their personalities. They have character. Here's the problem. Yes, you now have 6 teams where one of them is going to go eventually away, which is Ozzy Open. You don't know when Raj and Shira are going to be seen again. Yes, we still see Bullet Club. We do see Motor City Machine Guns, but that's generally it. Next to Rhino and look, Heath and Rhino, they're the staple because they're the champs. You're going to have them go up against the major players who come and go most of the time because they're going over to GCW and they're going to NWA. We know this. I think they even gone to MLW maybe once or twice. But I do believe it's GCW and NWA that you're going to see more of Brian Myers and D-Mac Cardona. So they're not there all the time. So does the tag division feel full? When you see this match, yes. But is it actually full? No. It feels empty. Truly empty. Because the only new team we see now is Ozzy Open. They're the only team. And they're not using any enhanced talents from any town they've been going to much for the tag division. So you see the same old people. Doesn't mean they're bad. And I want to make it clear. I'm not against Bullet Club. I'm not against Motor Machine Guns. Even Raj and Shiro not against. It's the problem that that's all they got. And yes, in the past, you could do that, especially when you had the Motor City Machine Guns go against Generation Me. Most of the time it was just them. But it was a different era in TNA where you could get away with it because TNA was still on Spike and they were very hot and popular. Here, it's not working. So Bullet Club wins. So they're going to have to wait until after what happens with Rhino and Heath versus the major players. Who's going to be next? Let's move on. Taya versus... Now, here's a problem. I did not watch this. I went to the bathroom. It was on commercial. And I went to the bathroom. By the time I came back, the match was over. And I don't know who won the match. I'm taking a guess it might have been Taya. Because she was getting beat down with Rosemary because Tasha and Savannah Evans were beating them up. So that is what I saw. Now, of course, we did see Jessica come out. And they were questioning why Jessica wasn't showing up. Since she started drinking last week due to the fact of Taya convincing her, hey girl, you so pissed off because you lost one match? Go drink something. Take a few... and you'll feel better. She comes back and she has two kegs, small cans on the head with her hat. I'm making sure you understand. I know normally we put images in here. I'm not putting one. I'm pissed off. I'm not putting one image in this review. Not one. And I'll explain why. Was it good? Yes. Do I believe this is going to be a good match? Maybe. It won't be something I haven't seen. It won't be bad. It won't be good. It'll be what I've seen. Now, what did we get for backstage segments? We got Tommy and Josh, where Josh asked Tommy about Bully Ray. Can he trust him? And he told him pretty much, I've known this man for years. He got a scar on his head. I gave it to him. He messed me up. He gave it to me. I've known him for years. But I can tell you right now, after everything he's done, I can trust him right now. And Josh says, really, isn't that the guy who screwed you over when he was getting married and you were the best man? He says, yeah. But I trust him. Right now, I trust him. So that's what we got in that situation. Then we had the Kaz and Josh contract signing, which was actually quite nice. They did it in the back. They didn't do it in the ring. The wives were there, and I didn't really think of the wives at first until Josh's wife opened her mouth when she heard Kaz say pretty much, you're going to lose this title. You're going to go through hardship when you lose things. Prepare yourself for that. And she opened her mouth and made it very clear. We've already gone through it. We've gone through it for more than a year. And Kaz pretty much says, with no disrespect, I'm not talking to you. And that's when the wives got involved. And that's when they started getting a little heated. They were showing nothing but respect. But this is something that had to happen. It's going to happen. Now, do you want a prediction? I don't like doing predictions. But do I believe it's going to be a good match? Yes. Do I believe there's going to be something that's going to piss me off possibly? Yes. I'm not going to say what. Because I know what I think will happen. I'm just not going to say it. Let's move on. Now, we got Marsha Slamovich finally having an interview. And let me give you this. I have not been happy with Marsha's build. I am telling you right now. The way they built this woman sucked. It doesn't make a difference. I'm making it clear to anyone who's going to leave a comment. I don't care about what the fans say. It's about what the ratings show. There's a difference between how much the fans love Impact Wrestling and actually watch it on the app and the network, because they take those into account. And if the network and the app is not giving anything, it doesn't make a difference how much they love her, because she's an indie darling. What it comes down to is how Impact books her. It doesn't make a difference about how she was. It's about what they show. And for almost a year, she's been booked like shit. They had a big problem because of her intro, so they got rid of it. And then they let her squash outside talent, but they never built her like Goldberg. Even though I remember clearly more than a few times, one or two of my subscribers said that she's Goldberg. No, she ain't. Goldberg, when the time of WCW was going on, even when he was killing people in the ring, you could see him in the back, and he scared people. When did they show her in the back? When they finally decided to start letting her actually deal with the people in the roster. And then, guess what? They didn't really make it look good. When she was going after people, it looked stupid, giving a damn envelope. A damn yellow envelope and then a damn red envelope. Really? What a bad gimmick. It should have been on her merits. Going in, facing someone, and whooping their ass. Now, knowing this, was her interview good? Yes. 1, she was speaking in her native language. 2, they put subtitles with her native language, just like what happened with Pentagon Jr. with Ray Phoenix by his side when they were there. They did the same thing with them as they're doing here. I love it. There's nothing wrong. They even did that with, at one point, someone else. I can't remember who else was there. But pretty much, when you see them do subtitles for people who are non-speaking English, that is a good thing. It shows they're taking the time to have detail. If they can't get them a handler, in other words, a a manager, give them subtitles. It's not that hard if you're pre-taping. NWA, AEW, WWE. Learn a lesson. Impact has done this correctly. But was it a good segment? Yes, she made it very clear. I'm a fighter. In the subtitles, I am pretty much a fighter. I don't play around. I don't just screw around. I will destroy you. And then she was interviewed, and well, the question was, you lost the match. How do you feel about that? And she pretty much says, are you an idiot? I am a fighter. I'm not letting anything stop me. When I want something, I'm going to get it. I want that title, I'm going to do it. And then she was questioned about what's going to happen at the match. What do you think's going to happen? Death. Good. I liked it. That is the way it should be booked. You don't need to just have enhanced talent, but then never see her in front of any of the current talent. You don't need yellow envelopes or a black or a red envelope. It was red. But you don't need a damn envelope and a picture with a picture with a cross in it. Just let her go there, be in front of them, make them scared, and if they don't move, let her whoop them asses, just like what happened with Killer Kelly. Or did you forget that? Oh, no one's forgetting Killer Kelly. Guess what? They booked her where she should have been. Guess what? That's what should have happened to Marsha Semovich. You should have had the Killer Kelly booking for Marsha. You don't have to do the sexual stuff, showing how dangerous and beautiful and sexy she is. Just have her in the back and face them and scare them out of their damn minds, and then she does the business. That is how Marsha should have been booked, like a real Goldberg. Destroying the ring, be in the back, be menacing, and then destroy them outside the ring. Is it that hard? Now, Dorado Kid versus Rich Swann. I don't know why this match was there. It felt like a throwaway match. As far as I can tell, it didn't really give anything to the X Division. It didn't give anything to the world title, even though they said that Rich Swann wants to go back to the world title. And I'm wondering, what happened to Su Yung? Is she still not able to wrestle? Or has she still been taking off for her child? I don't know which one it is. I can understand as a mom. Look, no disrespect to Sue. If she wants to stay out of wrestling to take care of her kid, cool. And this is what I understand, she's still on the roster. Guys, when you look at the roster, she's still there. So if she's on the indies right now and she's not back, why do you still have her on the roster? That's stupid. I'm just saying. Rich won. There you go. And it just makes me feel, and I had to write this down. I wrote it down for the Dorado Kid. It's time to go. Look, I got to say this quickly because I don't want to take too long with this video. I like Dorado Kid. I really do. But what does he gain being with Impact for so many years? Has he won an X Division? No, he's never won a title, as far as I know. Has he won a tag title? No. He hasn't won nothing in the tag titles either. Has he gone after the world title? No. He may have had a shot at the world title, but he's never won it. What is he gaining? He hasn't even gotten the Digital Media Championship. At least give it to him, to give him something. No. He needs to leave. There is no reason for that man to stay there. And if anybody says, dude, he's so good in the X Division, what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing? Black Taurus, after so many years, is now getting another shot at the X Division. He's got to go up against Trey. And there's a good possibility he will not win because Trey's going to whoop his ass. Because Trey has to be the one to hold the title when it should be Black Taurus. They need a change. As I've said, Trey's held it too much. He's overexposed. I'm just saying. Now, do I want to say anything about the Tommy Dreamer versus Macklin match? This should have been the only match on the show like that. This old school match should have been the only thing on the show. I'm saying it now. I will get to the Sammy and Eric. You see I'm getting angry. Eric Young match. I will get to it. But this should have closed the show. This one right here. I know it wouldn't have been the greatest thing, but it would make sense one day before Overdrive. Was it a good match? It was average. Average. But at the end, what did we get? we get Macklin. We get Macklin winning. Simple as that. We saw Macklin win. And pretty much, I'm glad to see him win, honestly. But I really want Macklin to be more than what he is. He should have either won the X Division or he should be in the title picture right now against Josh, which I hope will happen maybe in January or February. Because at this point, Josh doesn't have many more people left to go through except Macklin. I'm just saying. Final match of the night, which should have never been on the show. And this is the reason why I'm pissed off beyond no end. The Death Machine Double Jeopardy match, where you must make your person... Well, here's the rules. No DQ. No DQ at all. So that means also no count out. But you got to get it done in the ring when you want to pin and submit. But before you do that, your opponent has to bleed first. You must put them in jeopardy, as they said. That means you got to make the opponent bleed. The first person to bleed was... Well, I wasn't too surprised to see that the Violence by Design army attacks Sammy before he even gets in the ring and makes him bleed. Fine. No problem. It's the way it's supposed to be. And when you see this, 100%, you see that this match is a good match. A very good match. And it was a lot of blood. And to the point where, if you guys didn't see, at one point, you got Eric Young outside the ring with a Sami Callihan. And Sammy's holding him up against one of the ring posts. And they're zooming in like this on his face. And we don't get to damn see it. What was that? So, the Impact insiders on YouTube are the only ones that can see the blood pouring from Eric Young's face. And the only thing that we got to see, because I saw on Access TV, is his back. Really? What was the point of the cameraman going like this if no one but the insiders could see it? Now, I understand one of the reasons why they did that, because the FCC doesn't allow blood too much, but they were all blood all over the place. What was the difference? But here's the thing. The match ends with Sammy winning, doing two Cactus Drivers 97, because we got one pile driver from Eric Young and two Cactus Drivers 97. I always mispronounced Cactus Driver. Don't know why. It's a tongue twister for me. But it was fine. I liked the match. I actually really liked the match. But guess what? You put this damn match on Impact TV one day before Overdrive. You put two matches, one that was a hardcore match being touted as an old school match, and another match which pretty much was like a first blood match mixed with a no DQ match, mixed with you must have the blood first, then you can pin your opponent. Really? What the blue fuck? Why? Guys, I've always been critical, or at least as honest as I can, about Impact. I try not to chew them out. I try to be honest. Look, I'm not saying I'm not partial to things. I still love Impact. There's great people there. Jordan Grace, I am interested in seeing this last Knockout Standings match at Overdrive to see if they're going to be crazy enough to drop that title from Jordan Grace and give it to Marshall when they should have done it at Bound for Damn Glory. But I can't let them get away with this. What was the damn point of having two matches like this on an Impact show one day before your Impact Plus show, which could have used it to try and drum up more interest in your product? You wonder why I keep saying that the creative aspect of Impact Wrestling's a mess. What are they doing? This is something Vince would do. This is not Impact Wrestling. This is still WWE Light. They haven't learned anything. They don't understand. They've gone so far away from the original program that was created by Jeff Jarrett. I'm not saying Jeff was the greatest promoter and booker with his dad. I'm not. There's no way I'm going to say that. Jeff is not any better than anybody else, like a Gagne, just like what an older version of Vince McMahon is. I'm not telling you that. But I'm telling you this. This was stupid. They went away from a program that actually worked years ago. They got away from the six-sided ring. They got away from how they booked the X Division and made it mean something. They got away from the knockouts, how they booked things. Ergo, what happened with Tessa Blanchard and booking her as a woman instead of an underdog or pretty much a China with a faction. You see, I'm spitting. I'm angry. Impact's creative aspects need to change. They are never going to get anywhere. Yeah, I'm saying this now. I still love Impact, but they need to learn a nasty lesson. They need to learn that the only chance they got is to take the best aspect of TNA and how they booked it and bring it forward, because they're not doing it. This sucks. This was the most dumbest thing you could have done. You gave two signature matches, a hardcore match being called an old school match, and this new supposed concept, which is a mix of more than one match. And instead of leaving that last match on your lower tier pay-per-view type of program, because you have to be an Ultimate Insider or have the Fight app to see it, because they're not showing it on Access TV, you put it here. That was the dumbest thing they could have done, taping this. They should have never taped it. I'm just saying. And I hope you enjoy this Impact review. Please give me a comment below. I will be doing Overdrive tomorrow, and I will be doing Full Gear. I should be able to see them both, and I will do the reviews of them, but I won't be able to do SmackDown, and I won't be able to do a Rampage. Even though Rampage is supposed to be live, I will not be watching it, unfortunately. Peace.